you seen that? Have you seen it? Yeah, that video's gone viral. It's all over the place. You know who it is? Don't say it if you do. Don't open your mouth. That's a superstar in that video, and she's right behind this curtain. And she lost a bunch of weight. She's going to reveal her hot new look right here on this stage, and she's been keeping it a secret, and we have too. Here are a few clues. She's a new mom. She is the best-selling female recording artist of all time. Over 200 million records worldwide. That's more than Elvis Presley. Like me, she's from Long Island. And she likes sparkly, beautiful things. She's a whole lot thinner. She's never looked better. Everybody look up here. Check it out.
You can make it!
Mariah Carey, look at that body! Honey, how are you?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
You look fantastic.
Thank you. As do you. You look great.
Thank you. You are the new spokesperson for Jenny Craig.
I think it's just Jenny now.
Just Jenny.
Right?
Now, when did they call you? When you had the babies? Is that what happened?
Well, okay. A lot of people knew that I was having twins and that I had put on a lot of weight and that I was going to most likely want to take the weight off.
Sure, because you're always hot and sexy and, you know,
Thank you,
right,
darling.
right.
Put it this way. Motherhood was an entirely different experience in terms of the birthing, the pregnancy thing.
Yes.
I don't mean motherhood because I know we want to talk about that.
Yeah.
later.
You mean the actual gaining of the weight and carrying the babies?
Two.
A lot of people, first of all, not only huge fans of yours, but they're obsessed with twins, with the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh, there they are. Look at the babies.
That's rock and roll.
Oh, and I love it because after me, you named her
Exactly,
Rose. That's so
of
nice,
course.
Mariah.
Marilyn had nothing to do with it.
A little bit.
Her name is Monroe, and I did name her after Marilyn. Nick and I got into a whole thing. His name is Moroccan. We call him Rock. So it's sort of like rock and roll was cute.
Honey, they're beautiful.
There's Miss Monroe.
Look at her.
And she's given us her pose already. That's her on her doing her tummy time, and she's pushing up already. 5.5 months in that shot. But
how big were they when they were born?
I carried them for 35 weeks, as long as I could, because I had a really tough one.
Tough pregnancy?
Yeah.
Were you on bed rest?
I was supposed to be on bed rest, but it was so bad that even bed hurt. Like,
really?
I don't want to be complaining. I've been complaining for the past, year. I hate it. I'm, sitting here complaining, but this is part of the whole Jenny thing and why this is important to me. I learned something. I learned a lot being pregnant, watching my body change, going, why did I put so many mirrors in this freaking house? Like, when I'm walking past these mirrors, I'm like ready to die.
Right.
But I left them there, you know.
Yeah.
It was what it was. It wasn't until the very end that it got to the point where it hurt the whole time, but it got to the point where I really realized, like, your knees, your joints,
yes.
they can only
take so much, right?
Yeah, and so people that have been battling weight problems their whole lives, I had like this whole other understanding of what it really feels like to not be able to do anything about it.
Totally. Compassion-wise, I think for a lot of women, like you never had a weight issue in your life. You had the babies and then you had a weight issue, right? But for people like me who struggled with it their whole life, it feels almost impossible and it feels the shame level. You know, you feel ashamed, right?
And you feel self-conscious.
Yes.
I wasn't nude, like in the bathtub, in any room, like I had a towel, like in the tub.
Really?
Like a towel, I had a dress on in the pool. Forget it. It was like ridiculous.
Oh. But how much did they weigh when they were born?
They were about 6 pounds
6
each.
pounds each. And how much weight had you gained since the beginning? Do you know?
Are
you not allowed to say it?
No, I'm allowed to say it. But
you don't want to? It's
no,
okay.
I will, darling.
Okay, all right.
But no. The thing is,
I asked 3 times. I felt like a schnorrer. I'm like, how much? I'm
Rosie,
sorry.
I mean, how much?
No, because I probably
Honestly?
gained that much weight last year. That's why I want to know.
No, you want to know why,
Okay.
why I'm hesitant.
Okay,
Because
why?
I want to be specific.
Okay.
In the beginning, when I first had the babies, I had so much edema, which for people who don't know what that
Right.
is, it's water.
And
swelling.
swelling.
And swelling. So most pregnant women have that just at the feet, which back in my shoes.
Way to go, honey.
Okay, so I had that in the feet, and one day I was actually doing my thank you notes, and I noticed that it started rising up the leg and the foot, and so like I had edema, like the elephant man's feet, but the legs. So my legs were both of my legs were like one leg. I didn't think I would ever be the same person. Forget like the weight of it all, the way it felt was the thing. Like I had to learn how to walk again because when I had a C-section.
Right.
And so, to answer your question, the first week I lost 40 pounds in a week of just water.
40 pounds in a week?
Less than a week because it was water initially.
Right.
But once I started with the program, I've lost, at least 30 pounds of weight that needed to be lost. So,
Good for you, Mariah.
Yeah.
We're going to take a commercial. We're going to come back, talk more about this and her babies and life on Long Island. We knew each other when you were a little girl.
I know.
It's such a funny story. We're going to tell you when we get back. Don't go away. You're watching Rosie.
It's like she didn't like that.
Beautiful.
He's playing his drums already. It makes me very proud.
So good in Drumline, which my kids and I watch often.
Drumline, I know.
It's a great movie for kids.
That's the first time I ever saw it making a movie. But it was so funny because Rock plays drums. Like, he's constantly doing this. So I was like, give him some drums. You give him some drums. He's always buying him all these, like, things with bells and whistles. Nick knows I love him to tears, but the bells and whistles toys, I mean, can we have regular musical instruments?
Yes.
Is that okay?
Now, did you always know you wanted to be a mom?
No. My career was so in the forefront of my mind my whole life. And I did move around 13 times. You caught me at a stage where I stayed in one place for like 4 or 5 years.
Right.
But prior to that, growing up, when my parents met in Brooklyn Heights, and they moved around, and then they ended up on Long Island, which I'm not so sure was the best choice for everybody, and the mixed race. Especially my older brother and sister. I'm not sure that was great for them.
Right. And that's how I met Mariah, because this woman who was my mother, teacher in school.
No offense to the players, it's just
No, exactly.
I don't know that they were ready.
No, but that's how I recognized you. That's how I knew, because I was this woman who became my mom. She was a teacher at my school, and she had a baby, and the baby is around Mariah's age. And I would take her to the bus stop, and there was this beautiful cocoa-skinned girl, and I said, "Who is that stunning girl?" And she said, "Her name's Mariah." And I used to sing to her at the bus stop. They called the wind Mariah.
And mind you, I thought I was hideously ugly. I had dyed my hair. I don't know if you caught me at that time.
No, you were
period.
little, honey.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You were beautiful, beautiful. And I was like, where did this girl come from? She's stunning. And then I got older, and Mariah was the big star. And I was like, that's weird. And then somebody said she lived in Bayview Drive. I'm like, that's the little girl that I knew.
That's so funny
Isn't
because
that
no
wild?
one had my name, though. That's the thing. Now, I meet people that had, like, a girl that might be, like, 21. I'll be like, wait a minute, I haven't done him that long. And then she's like, no, it just was a coincidence. And then, like, the mom will be like, yeah. And then, like, a couple years, whatever.
There are a lot of Mariahs now, baby.
Now there's a lot.
There are a lot.
I don't feel quite so alone.
No, indeed.
So.
But you did. You moved around a lot, and you had a little bit of a chaotic family life. And so you never really thought that being a mom was for you, maybe?
Well, I felt like, I always say I felt like the rug could be pulled out from under me at any time, because I feel like my thought process was when you grow up without having a lot, and you do move a lot. This is not putting blame on anybody, but you don't necessarily feel safe. So I wanted to make sure like I had achieved the things I wanted to achieve, and I knew that I would be good no matter, you know, what. No one's, we see like the recession and these things affect everybody.
Yes.
Banks, this, that. Nobody's safe for good no matter who you are. So can we dispel that rumor so people stop calling us every time they need $5?
Exactly.
Because I know they do it to you too.
Right.
But no, but seriously, it's about like, for me, it was about, I'm good, I'm in a safe situation, I'm with someone that I love, and you know, it's the right time for me. But I spent a long time on my career, and I'm still doing it. I'm like, I'm breathing again, that I'm writing songs again, and my kids are such an inspiration.
I can imagine.
For me.
Did it feel like your whole life changed when you like first held them?
Yes, yes. And then also, I was breastfeeding, and that's like its own thing. And then at one point, I had learned how to do it in tandem, so it was like two at once.
Yeah.
And they were like, "How in the Sam Hill is this chick doing that?" But you know, I had to stop at a certain point because I did have to start exercising because I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to even walk normally again, because everything was kind of like out of alignment. Imagine there's one baby going this way, one baby going that way, and they decide to do what they want whenever they want. So you'll feel like, okay, what was that? Like, how did that just happen here? And then, you know, the other guy, it's so funny because we had bought an ultrasound machine, a small one, so we could look, and the doctor said it was okay. So Nick, of course, became like king of knowing how to use this thing. I couldn't use it, like, if you begged me. So Nick would look, you know, when he would come home, and we would see Rock, and he would just be like, I'm not going to do the pose because I have a skirt on.
Right.
But he let it all hang out, and that was just him. He was like a dude, like, yeah, this is me, whatever.
Right.
And then I'm not lying to you, her pose, I hope I have a picture of it so I can show her when it was like this.
Really?
She was posing already.
Well,
I
honey,
had to name her Monroe.
I was gonna say, you knew that was your baby then. There you go, a little diva baby for the perfect diva.
Diva.
That's a good thing.
No, but it was sort of an homage to Marilyn because I do have her piano.
I know you do.
Yeah.
And she was somebody who you really kind of resonated, right?
Idolized, you know, and also because she had her own issues, you know, and all in Hollywood as well as in her childhood.
Growing up, right.
So I thought it would be a nice thing.
Beautiful tribute there.
Yeah.
Beautiful. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with Mariah Carey right here on the Rosie Show. How long